welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a get it or forget it on the new Laura Mercier Editorial Eye palette. So I was actually lucky enough to get this palette in an influencer box, and I was so excited to share it with you guys. As you guys know, I love trying out new stuff on the market, and especially sharing it with you guys. That way you can figure out if it's worth it or not to spend your money on. So I've been trying this palette out for around a week now, and I have lots to share with you guys as far as like the best way it works. I'm going to show you guys swatches and just give you pros and cons and an overall review of this palette. But before we get started, if you're new to my channel, then welcome to my channel. Make sure before you leave, you do not forget to subscribe down below. That way you're notified for future videos from me. I post twice a week, so I post on Sundays and Wednesdays, and then I throw in a couple bonus videos here and there. But yeah, really excited about this palette, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so like I said, I did get this from Influencer. So this is the little box that it came in, and on the sides it says Influencer. I love being a member of Influencer, and anyone can join. It's a really awesome site that you can sign up for to receive free products to review. I actually recently just did a full in-depth video on like how Influencer works and tips and tricks about the website and the app, so I'll leave that down below as well as a link if you guys have not already signed up. So yeah, basically this box came completely free, and I was so excited. Influencer's always up with like the newest things that are hitting the market, and when I saw this palette was coming to me, I was so excited. So yeah, this is what the palette looks like. You're getting 6 eyeshadows, and then you're also getting like a shadow topper. So when you open the box, it looks like this. And it has a little card all about the palette. It tells you like different ways to apply it, and it also has a beautiful photo of the palette. Mine's a little bit messy because I'm telling you guys, I have been using this palette all week testing it out, so it's not as neat and pretty as it was when it came in. But here is a photo kind of up close with the shades on it. And then on the back, again, it just tells you different ways to use the shadows. And then here's the box that it comes in. It has the Laura Mercier like classic brown packaging. And it just says Editorial Eye Palette Intense Clays Pro Palette. And then it shows it's got 6 different eye colors, and it also has a setting powder. And that's the bigger white powder. And then on the back, it just talks a little bit about the shadows. Now let's get to the palette. So the palette is a brown package, and it just has Laura Mercier on the bottom. And then on the back, it just has kind of the same information that the box has. And this is what the palette looks like up close and personal. So the top shades you have are the matte shades. The bottom are like the shimmer eyeshadows, and then the big white shade is the setting powder. So let's go ahead and do some swatches. Alright, so first I'm going to swatch the shimmer shades because those are by far my favorite. They are so pretty. I've only owned one other Laura Mercier palette before this palette, and I'll leave it linked down below, but I loved it. The shades were really stunning, and it was a really good everyday palette. So I'm excited about this one because you can kind of like mix it up. And you also get this thing that comes with it that tells you the shades. Okay, so here are the 3 metallic shades. I mean, are those shades not gorgeous? So this one right here is called Metallic Platinum. The middle is called Metallic Pewter, and then the one right here on the end is called Metallic Rust. They're super creamy, and they don't have fallout, which is really good because sometimes I've tried metallic shades that whenever you go to apply them, they have just a little bit of fallout on your lids, but not these. They're very creamy and very smooth. Wait till y'all see the swatches. So the Metallic Platinum, this one right here is the one I'm wearing on my eyes. This is beautiful, and it has like almost like a purple shift in it, which is really pretty. The middle one is more of like a blue shade, really pretty. You can spice this up and do like a blown out smoky eye, which I think would be beautiful. And then the last one is more of a chocolate brown. This would be gorgeous with like burnt orange or like a cranberry color on your crease. I think that would be so pretty. These shades are stunning, and here is a close-up, and I feel like I don't think I've saw a palette from Laura Mercier that has this type of texture. So I'm really impressed that, you know, they pretty much knocked it out of the park as soon as they made this. So there are those 3 shades, and again, really pretty. You guys know I'm picky with my eyeshadows, so whenever I first used these, I was like, oh my gosh, they're actually really nice. I was really impressed. Alright, the next 3 are going to be the matte shades, and the matte shades are super dark. You have a black, which is really nice. You have a dark blue, and then you have a brown. Here are the swatches of these, and as you can see, they are super pigmented. Here is a close-up. So this one right here is called Blackened Brown Clay. The middle shade is called Black and Blue Clay, and then the black is called Black and Black Clay. So super pigmented. Honestly, I feel like black shades are always a hit or miss for me. They're either super good like this or bad and patchy. So I was really impressed whenever I first swatched it and whenever I first used it that they were this pigmented, because I've just had some bad experiences with darker shades before. So yeah, these are these three swatched, one swipe, super pigmented. But yeah, here are those right there. And just because they're super dark doesn't mean that they can't be blended out, and I'll talk about that here in a few minutes. And then the last shade is the like setting powder shade. This is called the Airlight Setting Powder, and it doesn't have like a super pigmented look to it. As you can see, it's just like a white, but whenever you put it on your hand and blend it out, you see what I'm saying, it really doesn't like show up because it's meant to set the eyeshadows. Okay, so as far as the pros and the cons go, I know you guys hear me say this a lot, but some palettes you can have hit shades and miss shades, and with this one, like as far as these 6 shades, I definitely think that they're all hits for me. I've been using this for a week. I put all of them on my eye. They last really long and they are super blendable. Even though these shades are dark, you can just apply a little bit and kind of tap it out. I did a Snapchat tutorial with this look that I have on today using this palette and kind of showing you guys that even though they're dark, you can use them very lightly and kind of build the color up so you aren't like smacking them on your eye and they're super, super bold and intense. Another thing I really like about this palette is I think it's cool because you can just throw these on your lid for the daytime, and then if you want to like kind of spice things up at night, let's say you don't have enough time to like go home and get ready, you can definitely throw these on the outer corner and transform your look from daytime to nighttime really fast and easy. This palette, as you can see, it is perfect for travel. It's perfect to like throw in your purse on the go. And for me, I'm one of those kind of people that I don't take a ton of time to get ready in the morning. So if I can have something that I can throw in my purse and take 2 minutes to get ready, like if I walk into work late, this is the kind of palette I want. Another thing, and I'll kind of show you guys really quick what I've been doing, is these shades, they do apply with a brush, which I like, but honestly, they apply a little bit better if you use your finger. They call it like the stamp method. So for instance, right here is a little bit of that shade, and I'll kind of show you guys. So what I've been doing is I'll just rub my finger across the shade that I want on the lid, and I'll just kind of go like this and tap it on. And it's super pigmented, so it does transfer on your lid really easy. And then another thing I've been doing is taking this white setting powder and just brushing it over the whole entire shadow look. And this is supposed to actually set the eyeshadow where it prolongs the makeup wear. And I can tell, like even today, my shadow has not budged whatsoever. I don't have like super oily lids, but if you do, this would be a really good pro for this palette for you, because it's going to help lock in the makeup and make it last longer so you don't have like creases and those kind of things on your lid. But yeah, really great travel palette, good for like day to night looks. Super pigmented, super buttery. I feel like I don't own a palette that has a good brown, black, or blue. So this would be really good to keep handy for any time that I'm using other palettes where I just need to grab those shades. And another thing too, which I didn't grab the right brush for this, is let's say that you go in super light during the day and you want to kind of like spice things up at night. You don't have like time to like redo all your makeup. You can take like the black, the brown, or the blue and create your liner with it. A lot of times for me, like I especially don't wear liner underneath my eyes, so I always use an eyeshadow. But sometimes if I'm in a hurry and I don't want to have to grab like a pot eyeliner or a felt tip liner, sometimes I'll just go in with my eyeshadow if it's really pigmented, and I'll just make my wing that way, or I'll make my eyeliner that way. So that's another plus to this palette. But yeah, so those are the pros. Very travel friendly, day to night looks, pigmented, creamy, and overall just a really good palette. I like that it comes with a mirror, so that way, you know, if you're on the go, you can kind of see to do everything, and you can use your fingers, so you don't really need a brush. If you're just using like these bottom shades, then you can set with this as well. And then of course, as far as the cons of the palette, this is a smaller palette, so you do have pros to it, but a con for me is it is $48, which can be more on the pricier side. Now you guys know I love high-end makeup, so for me, I don't mind splurging if these shadows are worth the splurge, which I feel like they are. But if you aren't able to buy something in this price point, of course that's going to be a con for you if you aren't able to get it. The setting powder, it does have like a little bit of like a shimmer glitter to it, so for me when I apply it, I do have to like kind of press in a little bit more to make sure that it's buffed out and it's like actually sunk into my skin, if that makes sense. And then other than that, I just wish there was like maybe a transition shade, so that way you wouldn't have to pull from another palette. For me, I always have to have a transition shade, so like I said, I just used another one of her palettes today for this look. But yeah, that's really it for the cons. Just maybe a transition shade. It's an editorial palette, so probably not really meant to have like a transition shade, but the sparkle in this, and then of course the price tag can too be a con. So yeah, that is my overall thoughts and review on this palette. As far as if I think you should get it or forget it, I would say if you're on the market for a palette that you can kind of get and go, a palette that you can take with you in your purse, you can do a quick daytime look and then an easy nighttime look and kind of spice things up, and you're okay spending a little bit of a higher price point to get quality eyeshadows, then I definitely think this palette would be for you. If you're someone who likes very neutral looks and you don't like any kind of intense shadows, then the darker shades may not be worth it for you to buy. But overall, I'm really happy. I would have purchased this myself now that I've tried it, and I'm excited. I think I'm going to take this to LA because I think some of the darker shades, I don't know, I just don't feel like some of my palettes have dark shades that are that pigmented and that blend that well. So I'm excited to take it with me on my trip. So anyways, I love you guys so much. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know if you received this from Influencer. And again, any comments or questions that you have about Influencer, leave them down below. I'll leave my link in the description bar as well. And let me know what you guys want to see next. So I love you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.